Those kind of scenarios, is that something that you review as you go through with your salespeople?
Correct. Some of the things that I like to do when I'm training, Vresham came through this training process. And rule number one when you're training a sales professional, the rule number one I choose to use as mine is never mess with the expense account.
Yep.
It's not your money. Rule number one, it's not your money. It's someone else's money. Don't even think about it, not even a penny. It's rule number one. Rule number two is set goals and then work towards them daily. And then you start going down the road of understanding rejection. That's little talked about. But when you're training, I also have the blessing of career coaching a few individuals. So I take the time to help to share with them the understanding of rejection. And then when we speak, some of these clients are monthly calls. We start with weekly calls. So in those weekly calls, I'll have them be conscious and cognizant of the rejection and understand it, and then now understand to learn from it and how to become stronger and how not to take that home with you. When they realize that it's the cold calls, you got to make 17 cold calls on average, gentlemen, before you get a hit. Did you know that? 17 cold calls before you actually get a real live conversation. That's the average.
Wow. So
I teach them that. Yeah, that's serious stuff. Back in the day, you could make cold calls. Back in the 80s, you could make cold calls and pretty near get a hit. I would say I was closing 2, maybe 3, but 2 out of 5 cold calls.
And is that because they didn't have call display?
that correct that. Plus, there was no internet around for them to have access. So they in most cases, retailers and customers welcomed an individual coming in with a new product to the market. So there, at the back in the days, those factories were looking for individuals who knew how to prospect and cold call because that's how they got the word out.
Yep.
So we'd walk into your place of business. Is the owner available? Give me 1 second. And your name? I'm Greg, and we've got this. That was our chance to say, and we've got this new product that we. You'd hope they carried the same message. And once you got the opportunity or had the opportunity to get in, of course, you slowed it down. You came in, and it wasn't a 50% close ratio, but yet it was 1 to 2. Leap forward to today. Most businesses are inundated, to your point, with robocalls and people knocking on the door. So you're dismissed. A lot of times you're even talking to the owner when you're asking, is the owner available by chance? Anyhow, I teach them how to understand that, and that hard work pays off. So you got to stay on point those 14, 16-hour days, pound it.